Mahindra and Mahindra hosted the unveil of the Mahindra Q100 at their main production facility in Chakan, Pune last week. The Q100 is a bold step for a manufacturer that is famous for butch, utilitarian products, and opens up the brand to a wider, budget-oriented audience. The Q100 represents a bold new step for a manufacturer that is famous for butch, utilitarian products. At the venue, Mahindra were kind enough to lend us the petrol variant of the Q100 for 5 laps around their secret test track as well as a quick quiz around the facility. And here are my initial, brief impressions of Mahindra's smallest offering. Mahindra weren't tempted to mount a fifth wheel on the tailgate to further highlight its SUV-ish design. The Q100 looks unlike anything we have ever seen from Mahindra, and is a step in the right direction for the company's future designs. While the body looks delightfully styled, somebody at Mahindra thought it was a good idea to put small wheels and leave plenty of space in the wheel well, so as to give it a compact SUV look. Although it may prove to be favorable on most of India's rough roads and to its fuel efficiency, the small wheels do not complement the overall styling of the car, making it look squat and disproportionate. The small wheels and generous wheel wells do not complement the overall styling of the car, making it look squat and disproportionate. Inside, the Q100 marks the return of the 5+1 seating arrangement, where the space between the driver's seat and front passenger is fitted with a foldable jump seat that can also double as an armrest with 2 cup holders. Mahindra themselves acknowledge that the front middle seat is kept as a last resort, should there be a small 6th passenger for the journey. The front jump seat is only good for a child. Otherwise, the interior design and build quality is fairly decent for a Mahindra that has entry-level written all over. The buttons are chunky, while the plastic trim quality is something you'd expect from an Indian sub-4 meters budget crossover. The interior design and build quality is fairly decent for a Mahindra that has entry-level written all over. If you're a bulky 6-footer as I am, the space around the driver's seat will be a bit disappointing, as there was little room between the steering column and wide center console for my left leg, while there was generous headroom for my bulbous head. Also, the seats themselves aren't as comfortable and body-hugging as I had desired, which could be a strain over long highway drives. The foldable seat can also double as an armrest with 2 cup holders. Handy, indeed. As for the rear seats, there is good amount of leg room, thanks to the cleverly sculpted front seats, although I did find myself coming into contact with the molding between the roof and windshield. There is good amount of leg room at the back, thanks to the cleverly sculpted front seats. The variant tested was the K8 grade, which comes decently equipped with a Bluetooth-enabled music system, steering-mounted audio controls, electrically adjustable wing mirrors, front and rear armrest, follow me and lead me lights and a rear wiper, washer. The K8 grade comes decently equipped with a Bluetooth-enabled music system, steering-mounted audio controls, electrically adjustable wing mirrors. The Q100 petrol variant is powered by an all-new 1.2-liter 3-cylinder petrol engine from Mahindra's new series of M Falcon engines, which produces 82 bhp at 5,500 revolutions per minute and 115 Nm at 3,500 to 3,600 revolutions per minute. On paper, the output levels are on par with most of the compact hatchbacks from established brands in India. This is an all-new petrol engine developed by Mahindra with inputs from SsangYong. The 1.2-liter M Falcon unit is a rev-happy engine with good throttle response, instilling an initial impression that it likes to play. However, on one of the test track's long straights, the Q100 did not feel eager to climb past the 100 km/h mark, nor does it have the performance to excite. This could be attributed to the relatively heavy weight of the car, which has bogged down the capable performance of the motor. Compared to Mahindra's petrol engines of the past, the new 1.2-liter M Falcon unit is a far cry. That being said, most of the Q100's customers wouldn't be driving it as hard as we did around the test track. When being driven at relaxed RPMs with a light foot on the pedal, you start to realize what the Q100 is actually developed for: to bustle around the city with a family of 4 on board. You'd think that the positioning of the 5-speed manual gearbox on the center console isn't ideal, but that's not the case. The gear lever is easy to reach, and the 5-speed gearbox slots smoothly into gears without a fuss, which is surprising given Mahindra's track record of notchy gearboxes. The gear lever positioning may look odd, but it's actually ergonomic and easy to reach for quick shifting. The 1.2-liter 3-cylinder petrol engine is capable of doing 18.15 km/h, RI certified. Given the limited time and constrained location of the test drive, we couldn't do a proper fuel efficiency test. Still, despite having one less cylinder and lower power output than its rivals, the Q100 petrol variant is comparatively less fuel efficient. Like its performance, this could also be attributed to its relatively heavy gross weight. The Q100 did not feel eager to climb past the 100 km/h mark, nor does it have the performance to excite. The test track had tight, banked curves, which put its suspension, steering and road holding characteristics to the test. The suspension system comprises of a conventional McPherson setup at the front and a semi-independent twist beam setup at the back. Over the track's low-speed bumps, the Q100 managed to absorb the resulting jerk with relative ease, thanks to the soft suspension setup. The suspension system comprises of a conventional McPherson setup at the front and a semi-independent twist beam setup at the back. However, that may have affected its handling. While it may not be what the Q100 was developed for, throwing it around some corners showed that it had quite some body roll and that it suffered from understeer, and its steering wheel passes on very little feedback. That said, the light steering wheel is a boon around cities and overtaking traffic, but is a letdown if you're looking to enjoy driving around mountain ranges. So if you're on the lookout for a hatchback to satisfy the petrol head inside you, strike out the Q100. The light steering wheel could be a boon around cities and overtaking traffic, but is a letdown if you're looking to enjoy driving around mountain ranges. The Mahindra Q100 is available in 2 variants with 7 grades each. However, first impressions are on the positive side. It's one of the best-looking Mahindras, comes standard with ABS, airbags optional, across the range, has an extra seat if you're not a fan of having a child sit on your lap, and a refined petrol engine to move around the city. The prices for the petrol variant start from 4 Indian rupees and 42 paise lakhs, ex-showroom, and goes all the way to 5 Indian rupees and 91 paise lakhs, ex-showroom, which is the grade tested. It's quite hard to reach at a definitive verdict on the Mahindra Q100, given the limited time we had with it as well as the fact that the diesel variant still remains to be driven. The Mahindra Q100 is available in 2 variants such as petrol and diesel with 7 grades each.